ultimately each of us will go back out of this room with one motto of understanding from each other, and then understanding what it takes to unleash the greatness that lies dormant in each one of us, right? That's the promise. Can we all commit to each other, right? An open, honest session where together we will unleash greatness within each one of us here. Yeah. Thanks a ton. With that as the ground rule, with that as a motto, let's process forward. Yeah. So let's guys, I mean, as an entrepreneur, this has been one big pain that has been going on to me, right? When we talk about greatness, whenever there has been great times as an entrepreneur, are we all here as entrepreneur mindset? Are you there with me on this? Are we all come with an entrepreneur mindset, right? When I say an entrepreneur mindset, I always believe that as an entrepreneur, we are alone out there, right? We are hanging somewhere there. And a lot of the times when we get to understand our goodness that's happened to us, we are feeling very good. I feel so good that, we are good. I mean, life looks so rosy. And, every single obstacle seems so small. Yes or no? But on the same thing, when it comes to a pain, we feel completely paranoid. Where the hell have I landed up? Are you there with me on this? It is this pain that, I think is going to be a single largest obstacle. At least that's the way I've looked at it, right? The pain, when it comes, it looks big. It looks huge. It looks, difficult to surmount. So I was understanding, how do we convert this pain into progress? I think that has been the search for this particular session that we are going to do collectively here. So as we do this pain to progress, so I was looking at, when I talk about this word called pain, what is pain actually? Is it a set of feelings? Are you all there with me? The feelings could be, we look at that as a pain, but then we don't really go deep within ourselves and understand, what is this pain all about? Are you there with me on this, right? Is this a pain? அதுக்கு ஒரு பெரிய ஒரு பெயின் கொடுக்கலாம், இல்ல அதுக்குள்ள கொஞ்சம் கூட ஆழமா இறங்கி, all comfortable with the word Tamil? Yeah? You have a problem? Awesome. Right, okay, we'll manage, right? We'll have more of Tanglish, right? Conjunct, Tamil and lot of English, right? Yeah, that's perfectly fine. Thanks for saying, right? So when we say that, this entire gamut called pain, then, we don't really get in deep within itself and understand what kind of a pain it is, right? So when I have gone ahead, as I have said in this brochure, we have a lot of varieties of pain. So as I thought, I will dwell myself into, this is the journey that I thought, we will say. So I thought, as an entrepreneur, I thought I can actually share what are the pains that I've gone through as an entrepreneur, right? So in the journey between 95 to 2023, whatever we've been through. So when, as Venkatesh beautifully said, when we started, when we bought a car or a house, or when we were declared as number one in the state of Tamil Nadu for selling the largest number of solar on-grid residential, we felt top of the world. And I was able to retain the title for about, say, 7 years in a row, because yaar in competition varle. So, we were there as number one for a very long period of time. Then, you felt top of the world, right? So that's where it is. So all these are very nice feelings, delighted, blessed, top of the world, contented, and things like that. But here is where the pain comes, correct? When, when very recently we were actually going on to, Kerala, because I said, we are number one in Tamil Nadu, so we go to Kerala. When the solar on-grid residential was launched out there, I was berserk. I said, we know that, we got Tamil Nadu market, we need to go conquer Kerala market. At least it's one of those contestants. So I go there, I apply, with the credentials I have, because we had the largest installation here, I was able to get a 28 megawatt of allocation. 28 megawatt of allocation in Tamil Nadu till about, say, 10 years, I had only done about, say, 6 megawatt. Imagine, in 10 years in Tamil Nadu, I've done 6 megawatt, and now there, I was trying to do 28 megawatt. I was like, fantastic, what an opportunity. So I go there, I sign up all that papers, and then the SNO, who is the state nodal officer who gives me this particular contract, gave me this contract and said, now you have a 28 megawatt. We take all these photo ops, and then, he comes back and says, very good. Now you have 3 months to finish 28 megawatt. Trust me, I'm telling you, I have done this over about 7-8 years, 6 megawatt, and suddenly I have 3 months to finish 28 megawatt, right? So that is okay. That was by itself like, is humanly not possible. The next thing he said was, okay, now 28 megawatt you need to do in 3 months time, and your payment will come in 5 months time. So which means to say I have to invest something like around say 6 crores was 1 megawatt. 6 crores into 30 is about 180 crores project. They will not give me money. I will have to get the money after 5 months, 3 months project completion and 2 months. And right? Nobody would have given me the money for that amount of time. I was absolutely crazy. So this was at about 5 p.m. in the evening. This guy gives it to me. I have already finished all the photo ops, and now then I said, sir, when you exchange the paper, I exchange the paper. Nobody till now knows. I will give the paper back to you. You erase all the registers. Now we will say, sir, not that for anything I cannot do. I will cheat you. You are going to cheat me. I cannot do. For all you know, this guy is not going to be a bakra because he's got only one guy. 3 guys, of which me is 28 megawatt. One guy from Bombay has come. He has signed 35 megawatt. And one guy from only Kerala. Okay? Only one guy from Kerala who has taken 1 megawatt. Look how smart he is. Right? 1 megawatt, me 28, another 35. That guy is brand new into business. And so he would have got anything light. I was crazy. I pleaded. I begged. I said, nothing doing. So for him to cancel the tender, he has to blacklist one guy. Because he has to cancel the tender. Now he says, boss, you are not going to do. We will blacklist you. Your life is done. And I will call for a new tender. Right? Because I did my job of finding you. You were not able to do. I got shit scared. I said, by then I had the number 1 in Tamil Nadu and all that crap we've kept on saying. Now this entire career is going to be doomed. Next 3 days of sleepless nights. Hope you understand. This is, if you have to go dig deep into this, how do you recall it? Absolutely anxious, right? Because we thought, we've cracked the solar market. We are there. We have won everything. And, next 3 days, I was talking to my children. I said, boss, I've really goofed up. I don't know where I've landed up with. You don't get sleep. So likewise, this anxious, I really talked about this word, right? If I could determine that as a pain, but if you go deep within, it's just not pain, it's anxiousness. What will happen to me? What will happen to children? What will happen to this business? What happens to the business that I built over 20 years? Suddenly it's going to go dead, right? And when bad things comes to you, it all looks bad and bleak, right? Nothing looks rosy now, correct? So this is how it was. Likewise, like it's just I'm giving you one example in my entrepreneurial journey as how I felt in that kind of situation. Likewise, how many of you or anybody would like to share resistance? We turn upside down. We want something happening, but it's not happening. Does anybody have an experience to share? Awesome, go ahead, please. Right, right.
It's kind of scary.
Scary, right? And that resistance. I mean, taking it one way forward. I want to get something done, but my team is just not allowing me to do it. Right? That's resistance. Right? You try and impress upon these guys, but they have a mind block. Nothing doing. This is the way I know. We have done this for so many years. This has been working this way, and this is the way it will work. Right? You put in. Am I all with you? Right? That's the word called resistance. Right? That's the word called frustration. Have you experienced frustration? Correct? Frustration. Are you all with me? Guys, I mean, I really want you to experience all these words because tomorrow when you get these feelings, I want you to tell me what is the solution for it. When you go to a doctor and you tell him, sir, inga konja valikra mari irukuna, he tells you, okay, I have Dolo 650. Inga valikra mari irukuna, then there's another medicine, right? So exactly this. Now here we are into a joint platform to find out if at all there is a medicine for all this, right? Just to understand the word called confused, resistance, frustration, false starts, which means it'll look like actually starting off, but it'll not start, right? It's all there. Super, but it's not happening, correct? And that's false starts, things like that, right? So my journey as I started off is there a medicine, right? What do you think is a medicine that could be used? Any clues, guys, ideas? This is an ideating, co-creating session. Yes. Action! Brilliant, right? Beautifully said. Fantastic. Anything else? What is the medicine for this? Right? You are into it, right? You understand the SNO is not allowing me to exchange papers. SNO is not allowing me to get my name away from the register. SNO is hell-bent on ensuring and telling me that, boss, you are going to be blacklisted. right? So that's what it is. So what is the medicine? Madam says it's action. Any other medicines you guys have?
Positive thoughts.
Positive thoughts. Anything else?
Expecting.
Accept. Is that what you're saying? Accept. Accept. It's done and over. Now you have no choice. What next? Is that what you're trying to say? Madam says action. You're saying accept. What next? You're saying positive thinking. What next? What are the other things that I'm talking about? The word called medicine. You go out, look from there, and then see if there is a go into the aeroplane thinking mode. Guys, you're brilliant, right? You're fantastic. Love what you said. For me, this challenge, how to handle these challenges, especially you there, and me in the pursuit of finding, is there a medicine? I got medicine in one store. Any guesses what that store would be?
Always there's medicine.
When I got the medicine from this store, it really worked. Honestly, right? I was then thinking, what the hell is guys talking about? நாட்டுக்கு கேடு, வீட்டுக்கு கேடு. நமக்கு நல்லா தானே இருக்குது. நாட்டுக்கு வேணா கேடா இருக்கட்டும், right? Let it be bad for the country, bad for home, but it is working well for me. So I think it is something. Why it was brilliant. All my SNO problem was over. The paper problem was over. I had a lot of self-confidence, right? To the extent that, my problem was larger, so the dosage was also larger. Not small, normal problem, right? One 25-year problem suddenly going up the drain. So, your dosages was very high. And, went and slept. Only next day morning I knew I had now two problems. One is SNO problem. Next is hangover problem. With hangover problem, I can't do anything, right? I will have to bloody well deal with this now. Whoever comes into my office had the best of me. That's when I realized that, this isn't a solution, right? This is not taking me anywhere. It's going to be absolutely pain. I am adding in more and more pain into my life by taking in short-term pleasures, short ways. So again, kept looking at, okay, if short-term is not looking at it, is there anything which can be long-term, which can really work out well? Is there a capsule which can work? Is what is my, search. Finally, did end up getting that capsule. Guys, love to. What do you think this capsule is? Definitely not Otka, because I understood that's not working. Because it's a B there and a A here. So see, people all say, boss, it's Oka now. Because they're the zone. In the zone of Tanni.
Definitely not what. Number correlate with something else.
Awesome. Go ahead and tell me. It's okay. Yeah? Do you think it could be that?
Yes, but outside of that, yes. Number of
Let's give him a big round of applause. Good round! Guys, let me tell you something. This exactly the reverse also is true. What is the reverse? Yavano ancha forward, which means to say somebody has sent me a forward in a WhatsApp. I like that forward. It was very interesting. I take that forward and put it in a few groups. Correct? And what do I see? See how many people have liked it. அது என்னமோ நானே கிரியேட் பண்ண மாதிரி. Yes or no? If somebody does not like, then I get very offended. If somebody likes it, I get very happy. Yes or no? Are you with me on this? Let's put that on an ulta. Exactly. Why am I saying this? Right? The moment we stop expecting appreciations, your life is going to be a lot more comfortable. Are you yes or a no? So, எதிர்பார்க்கிறதுல கஞ்சத்தனம், குடுக்கிறதுல தாராளமா இருந்தா our life will be brilliant. Are you with me on this? Yeah? When we are stingy in expecting, lavish in giving, my life will be very happy. Correct? So let's give him a big round of applause for finding the right capsule. It is the word Viagra. It is. What does V stand for? Fantastic. It is the word vision.
Why so stingy about having?
Guys, whenever you're confused, Whenever you're confused, go ahead and check your vision. What is your vision? What is that do you really want to do? Are you really clear about it? Kalangarai Velakam Madri. Correct? Stall post standing there trying to say, give you a direction. Where are you going to go? If you are not there, what happens? Like, you are not very comfortable, right? You're all over the place. You would like to go here, go there, go here. Any which way again confused. Are we very clear what you want? As long as your vision is very clear, which means to say you can be away from confusion. Are you with me on this? You're confused. Go ahead and check. I am doing this because I want this. Period. Nothing is going to confuse me. Today it's a temporary defeat and not a permanent disability. Correct? And that's where we need to focus in very clearly. So this having a vision is going to give you that clarity. Yes? So what do you think I stands for? Intention needs to be right? Now, definitely, I'm sorry, it's not a no, but a big yes. But this I doesn't stand for that. Ideas. Now, innovation needs to be there. Thanks, guys. I'm really learning from all of you, right? These are very critical and important. No two ways about it. But here, I mentioned something differently, right? Initiative needs to be there, right? What else? What does I stand for? Me, myself. Yeah. Correct? Here we are talking about transformation. Correct? Integrity needs to be there. Absolutely. Correct? Transformation needs to happen means I need to know what I need to transform myself into. Correct? That's my vision. From here, where am I to go? Point A. What does this I stand for again? It's very, very important I, which is your. When I talk about this word called incentives, it might look very low, very business-like. But if you look at it from the point of why, replace this with a why. What does incentive mean? Incentive is what is that will I get? Yes or no? Why is that I need to get? Why is that my goal is important? That why. That why is your incentives. Correct? Whenever you're anxious, whenever you go through that deep pain that I've been talking about, please go ahead and check your why. Why do I want that goal so badly? Are you with me on this? How many of us know running here? All of us know running, right? Imagine that you are running at X speed. What speed do you run? 6 kilometers per hour, right? Now you imagine that there is a ugly looking, in Tamil they call it sori dog, right? Sori nai, even just for somebody that doesn't know English, so right? அசிங்கமா இருக்குது பார்த்தாலே புண்ணெல்லாம் உங்களை துரத்துது என்ன ஸ்பீட்ல ஓடுவீங்க? From 6 kilometers, will you at least push yourself to about 8 kilometers, 8.5 kilometers? Large enough that the dog doesn't catch you at least. Yeah, correct? Why? The why of not getting caught with the dog is big enough. Yes or no? Similarly, what is your why to achieve that goal has to be that strong. Yes or no? That why. Am I being clear? Just to get saying that, why am I talking about it with this passion is because my wife wanted me to become a millionaire. I will never become a millionaire because it is her dream and not my dream. Correct? Because she said, I have my millionaire dream here. Alright? And you go to the next step and ask why? Because my wife wanted it. Where the hell it lacks that kind of a depth. Correct? Because if your dog is chasing your wife has to run and not you. Your why is extremely important. Are you with me on this? It's not because your father wanted you to finish BE. It's because you want to do photography to impress upon that girl and get that married to that girl, whatever it could be. Incentives. That's exactly my point. The why is your incentive. Could be. If you're so, madly in love, then yes, your wife is your incentive. And a lot of great accomplishments have happened that way, only to please the other gender, right? I mean, primarily a man to a woman, right? I mean, I've heard so many stories that way, right? So that's the incentives, right? The why is to be so damn clear, right? So what do you think this AAG stands for?
The fire.
Yeah, the fire. What's that fire? Yeah? Attitude. No, this AAG stands for something very typical, yeah? AANG. Agni, yes. But what is that? Right, guys? When I said that the vision needs to be very clear, Ag, yeah, what's that? Ag is fire, right? And so, no, that's again, those are just about representations, but then Ag means something else, right? You're talking about the vision, you're talking about the why. What does this AAG stands for? AAG stands for absolutely aggressive skill of yours. What is that are you uniquely blessed with? Have you ever thought about it? What is that is you're uniquely blessed with? Are you with me on this? Guys, I mean, once you finish this, you will understand why am I saying what am I saying, right? What is your unique USP? Have you ever soul searched? Have you ever got that? Why? I mean, great. I mean, absolutely aggressive skills, right? So what do you think the last two words stands for? R. Yep. What's R stand for? Very important, guys. I mean, see, look, I've been talking about it for, in a lot of international forums and a lot of places. And more I talk about it, the more I become passionate about it. The more I get through problems, I look at this. I mean, I feel, okay, where am I lacking? I mean, so I have found this very, very interesting, very, very soul searching, right? I mean, every word definitely matters, right? And I would love to learn from you. Is there anything else that, we can add to it? I mean, that's the reason why we are here, right? So what is this word R stands for? Rationale. No. This word R stands for, sorry? Brilliant. Very, very good. It is the word resources, right? Very, very important, right? When we all of us have great goals to do, we want this, we want that, but we are very stingy. We don't even deploy enough resources into what it needs to happen. Yes or no? Look at it. You have a goal. You have a very strong why. You know what your skill sets are, but you need to give it time. You need to give it people. You need to give it your manpower, right? What is resources are? Man, material, machines, methods. Are you giving in every single thing required to change this? If not, it will not change. Are you there with me on this? Correct? Whenever you are frustrated, go back and check whether you've given it all. Right? I always keep one of those very beautiful thoughts of mine which says that, how many of us have experience in doing flood irrigation in our farms? No, you know what flood irrigation is? Pathi irukku, right? Water comes in a channel, and then you need to have moving it from one channel to the one pathi to the other pathi, right? Correct? How many of you have seen that, right? Correct? You've seen it? Seen it? All right? So when you actually move from one pathi, all right, one pathi to the other one, what do? You take one big mamuti from there, right? Correct? And then displace mud from this place to the other place. Correct? This is what you do. This is what you do. Imagine that you go stand there without any mamuti there. You take handful of mud from here and you put it here. What will happen? Right? You keep all the mud moving from one place to the other. What happened now? Water is going this side, water is also going this side. This is what will happen, right? This is what happens in a life too. We have enough time. Some time for WhatsApp, some time for friends, some time for Facebook, some time for cinema, some time for relationship, some time for ஏதோ ஒரு படம். Are you with me on this? You take small amounts of mud, one for WhatsApp, one for family, one for this, one for that, right? The whole thing. Guys, if at all there needs to be a difference happening, right? One thing that's extremely critical is to give it what for everything. I mean, anything else, right? You need to give it big chunk of time. Are you with me on this? Yes or no? If you are not giving it sufficient time, right, into a place, and you expect something miraculous to happen, nothing will happen. It's exactly like how water will go here and there. Nothing, no distinct difference can be seen, right? That's a very, very important resource for me, right? I mean, once you give that and then you want everything else, right? Money will follow, material will follow, machines will follow, your contacts will follow, your networks will follow, all that can follow. But most important thing, right? Time is growth, right? I mean, something that I would like to impress on. What do you think this word final A stands for? Good one. Absolutely, guys, right? So these are the most important thing. Now tell me, if you want transformations to happen, there, you need to have a very clear vision of what you want, right? Where do you want to go? Why am I adding this with this incentive or this why? The depth at which it knew to happen, right, is very, very critical, right? Ramesh, I'm giving you this one again.
No, I want to take a picture of it.
Oh yeah. So this why is extremely very critical, right? Because whenever you're anxious, this is what is going to be the savior. Because it's not just the vision, but the why of the vision is very, very important, right? You need to know what your uniquely blessed skills are. Why? Only then you can focus on it and delegate the rest. With me on this. Correct? Otherwise, we tend to do every seat, this seat we sit, that we seat we sit, and we become the bottleneck in majority of the seats. Correct? Because you are not the best. Please understand. You can only be good at one thing. Understand that. Focus your complete attention on that and grow in that seat. If you are not a great CEO, hire the best CEO. If you are not the best, right? Because we are the owner, you need not be sitting in the CEO's chair, right? Why are all that? Understand what your uniquely blessed strengths are, right? Please ensure that you give it every resource available if you want to have significant change happening there. Every single resource, right? This is a big, large list, right? Most importantly, all of us are phenomenally talking guys. Correct? இதை பண்ணிடலாம் அதை பண்ணிடலாம் பாட்டை கிளப்பிடலாம் கரெக்ட் we are all on the edge. The more we speak, more we are happy that we can potentially become one. Are we becoming is a $1 billion question. Correct? And more we talk, we are very happy. Correct? Doesn't work. Madam beautifully said in the start, right? This is what matters. Execute. Action. Very important. If action is not there, it's absolutely worthless, right? So this is, I thought, was the Gyan portion of today's session, right? So guys, I thought, we've always ended up with this, right? For a place like In the Zone, where we are all in the co-creating, ideating, executing mode, we can't stop here, right? I just thought that, we will have to go deeper and then understand what your goals are. Can you please ink it? Can you please write what your goals are, right? Go to the next page and write down why is it very, very important to you. Let us scribble in this note, right? Why? Because இங்கிருந்து போனதுக்கு அப்புறம் a lot of these times these things happen to me, right? The feel good factor is just brilliant, right? Why at all are we coming here for a feel good factor every day morning? You on the YouTube, go into that and ask for any of those inspiring sessions. They will be 1 lakh times better than what I have talked today. Brilliant. Correct. Feel good factor, no dearth. Yes or no? It's brilliant. But what's it worth? 10 நிமிஷம் the euphoria இருக்கும். 10 minutes you have that euphoria. Oh, fantastic. I heard this. I do this. I can potentially do this. But that doesn't help. What helps is what have you done about it, right? So guys, I'm just distributing these books to all of you. I would want you to now focus on getting it done. Have a list of all the pains that I've discussed there. Calling, confusion, anxious, resistance, frustration, false starts. I thought, these are all the stumbling blocks that we have for our growth. Then I talked about this word called purpose-driven living, which is nothing but unleash your greatness, which is completely purpose-oriented, right? I've also written down how to use this workbook, right? The ideal approach to completing this workbook is not to think too much. Is this the right answer? I'm going to ink it. Is it something that I need to be bothered? Just ink it, period, right? Do not think too much. Whatever comes to the top of the mind is the right answer. I have a lot of blank pages left behind for you to grow on later. You don't have to write in pencil, rub, and then do it. Let your book know whatever you've thought about, right? Second, it's better to complete draft of your answers than to have one or two that you have edited to perfection, right? It's a working progress. These are tools where gathered over the last so many years, and then we put this book to action, right? So you go to the next page. We are talking about this word called vision, right? My primary purpose in life. So I've split your life into these parts. You can add anything more. Business. What is your goal? Family. How many of you have a family goal? What is your family goal? The goal is how your family has to be, right? I mean, that's a family goal, right? Personal. How many of us goal here? Personal. What do I need to become personally, right? So there is a business goal, like what I need to do in business, right? Family. Personal. In case if some of you are bothered about community, right? In case if this is what as a person I need to be doing to the community, you can have a goal here. There are something that I've left off, right? I mean, there's something very unique. I'm so passionate about singing, so this is my passion. You want to put it in the personal goal or in the other's goal, go ahead and do it, right? I do not know if we have all this time to do every single thing. I would only now want you to close your eyes, right? Have I covered up every aspect of life, or is there anything that I've missed on in terms of aspects of life? Business, family, personal, community, others. Did I miss any other facet of life? Yeah? Health? Brilliant. Thank you so much for saying. Yeah, where does it come into? Spiritual, health, right? So could you put it here in the last column? Right? Whichever you think is important. Thanks, Atan. Yeah, I knew. But grateful for saying that, right? Thank you so much. Right? So let's put it there. Anything else I've missed? Health, spiritual, extremely important. Anything else? Sports is personal, right? In case if you want it. In case if you have something on sports, beyond. Food, right? So guys, so please, so let's see if you have anything personal that you think is very obsessive, go ahead and write it in the others. I want you to now close your eyes, right? Yes. And then I'm going to run it through each of it. I want you to now close your eyes and tell me, in a scale of 1 to 10, where do you think, how happy are you in accomplishing your business goal? Am I right? If I am extremely happy in the way my business is progressing, I am on the dot, give yourself a 10. If you feel now that's huge scope for improvement, give yourself a 2 or a 3. Are you with me on this? Go ahead. Similarly on family, like how much would you rate yourself on a scale of 1 is to 10? On personal, are we being clear what personal is? In case if somebody asks me what my personal is, my recent obsession towards growing myself personally is to now learn singing. I've just started. We are just on the Sarigama. So somewhere down the line, I want to really sing well, right? At least 7 years down the line is the time I've given myself. So how much would I mark myself? LKG, right? 2, right? That's where I will mark myself on the personal front, right? Or going ahead and then, getting to do speaking engagements, I would mark myself like say 4.5, 5, right? So these are the 2 things which drives me personally, right? Those are my personal goals, correct? Now, in case of others, if you want to have something, please make a note, like spiritual, I would like to be at 10, but I'm there on a 3. Am I being clear, guys? Can you close your eyes? Because we open eyes, we become prejudiced, right? Can you close your eyes? Yeah. All right. So can I answer from my perspective? In case today, I would want my business to be into one stage, which means to say, I have a value system. I would like to have my company in this ethos of having to create this kind of a culture in my organization. That's my goal. And to create X amount of valuation for my company. That's my goal. If you have to ask me, in that goal of mine, where am I? I would say that I am on a 2 or a 3. There's a huge scope for improvement.
So it's a tangible measure.
Exactly. So what is my goal? I mean, and going deeply. So first of all, then I asked this question: goal goal. So that is why I said how happy you are. The way your business has been going forward. That's a very easy answer to do. Now, why am I doing it? I'll finish this and then let you know. All right. So, am I being clear? I am today. If you have to ask me what is the most pressing on, in case if you have to ask me, give my numbers. I will say in business I will give a 3. In family I'll give an 8. In personal I will give a 4. In community I will give a 7. In others probably nothing at this point in time actually is there. So I wouldn't give a number. Are you with me on this? So this is where I will go through my numbers. Right? So once you do these numbers, then I'll come back to you with the next step. Could you do this, guys? Yeah? Can you please close your eyes and then do this?
Write down
Number
not the goal.
not at all. First, let's do this. Yeah? And then I'll go to the goal. Yeah? Thank you. Any questions? Love to take it. Thank you so much, friends. Yeah, this is just a very, very quick introspective session. Because we don't have the time, I thought we need to pick up one of the goals of the 5 which you can work on. Today, you would have put in a marks of saying that, somewhere at 5, something at 6. It's just an introspective thing. Now you choose, in case if somebody asks me, I would definitely choose a goal which is business centric because I only marked 2.5 to 3 out there. In the culture creation of my organization, I have a long way to travel. So I will love to work on this goal, correct? So I would like to work on that first. Got it? So likewise, which one we want to choose? Can you now go ahead and then write that goal of yours for which one of these sessions? Are you with me? Either for business or for family or for personal or for community or others. Can we just write that goal? I do not know whether we can write all the goals. Now we would like to set a smart vision or a smart goal setting process is what you do it here, right? It needs to be specific in the sense, if you can really give that goal clearly, what is that do you want? All right. If it is measurable, it has numbers into it. Then if it is achievable, aspirational is a fantastic word. And if you can also have, instead of the word realistic, because achievable, aspirational, and realistic is one and the same, I would like to replace it with the word review. Review means, can you split this into various smaller goals? That's review. And do we have time into it? Are we clear? Right? So guys, it is time for you yourself, love you to think through it and write. Right? I'm sure, guys, see, normally a goal setting session by itself is done over a 4-hour window. All right. That's an ideal goal setting session, right? So that, you go ahead, deeply introspect, write down exactly what you want. You go ahead and run through the room, try and make it more specific, try and make it more measurable, try and make it more achievable, aspirational, try and break it down to reviewable. Then, so every single person, when they talk, each of us will help and get this going. But my idea here is not to do that because, just for want of time. But my thought is this, that I want you to instigate on the most important things. That's it, right? If you can spend time, at least 2-3 hours, it's your flag post that you're working on. Please spend time, right? What you're doing it here is a tip of an iceberg. I just started. That's all, right? You've not done anything much. But please, the reason why I've given a few more pages on this particular space is because I want to ensure that you close everything. Keep writing. Nothing like pen on paper. Nothing, right? Please keep writing. Understand what you want, why you want, right? Let's go on to the next place and then find out why is that you want that, right? Why is that do you want that goal of yours so badly? Guys, you need to go ahead and understand. If you say identity, why identity? எதுக்காக? என் பேர பிள்ளைகள் என் பேரை கேட்டா அங்க இருக்கணும். கல்வெட்டுல என் பேர் எழுதியிருக்கணும். Why? Go as deep as why you can go to. Why is that so important to you? சூப்பர்ஃப்ளூவஸா உலகத்துக்கு நல்லது, நாட்டுக்கு நல்லது, எவன் கேட்டா அதெல்லாம்? Honestly, yes or no? பேப்பர்ல எழுதிருக்கு வேணா சௌரியமா இருக்கும். ஒரு பிரச்சனை வந்தா அதெல்லாம் காணாம போயிடும். Are you with me on this? ஒரே ஒரு தடவை டாஸ்மாக் போயிட்டு வந்தா இதெல்லாம் வேண்டாம், அவன் பிரச்சனை நமக்கு. Are you with me on this? Being very honest. Correct? Unless and otherwise, your why is as badly as the dog chasing you. Pretty shit if I go this round, one kind of an injection, and that pain I'm going to go through, அதுக்கு பேசாம முடிஞ்ச வரைக்கும் ஓடிடலாம். Are you with me on this? Guys, get to that why, to that depth. Yes or no? No superfluous answers. No worldly wise answers. Correct? Worldly wise answers are worldly wise. It will just go in one breeze. My problems are not that superfluous. My problems are real. Are you with me on this? Yes or no? I need to have an answer which can withstand the test of time. That strong your why has to be. Can we dig deeper into it, guys? Why is that do you want to do? What is that you want to do? Are you there? I want to become the number one in this particular, right? You know, when somebody asked, when I started business, I had only one reason. Panam sambarikkonu. Clear? Why? I wanted it so badly. Nothing. So every single decision of mine in those stages was only that. If I can save money, I will save money. My obsession is to ensure I need to have a 5-acre land, a beautiful, lovely car, and you know, that day Maruti Swift, and a good house, right? I was obsessed. Correct? Today, okay, I say that, you know, I need to build a culture in my organization that, you know, the epicenter of my organization is happiness. Why? I want to be in that community because I will have to be happy. Period. I cannot afford to be any which way. I have to work till the last days. I need to be in an environment where happiness prevails. So I need to create an organization where happiness is at its best, so that I can also enjoy the part of the happiness, right? Love to be there and also make enough money. Correct? And that's my core obsession today. My why is clear. I will run that extra mile to create a legacy of creating a happy enterprise. Love to do it. Correct? So please dig deeper. No superfluous answers. Whenever I am going to be anxious, this is going to be my bedrock. Are you there? When there is pain is large, whom will you fall back on? Go back and tell your wife, she'll get more perplexed. Yes or no? Go and tell your children, they are more going to be bothered. Now your problem was 1, now you made it 4. Correct? And your friend, you go and ask, you tell him, Allah seriyairumda onnu prachane illa. Immediately what we will say, unakku vandha thana theriyum. Avane vittu podradhukku enna. Right? So you need to have your stay right. And that's this why. Can we write it, guys? Right? Are you there, clear? Go back deep and understand why is this it's so important to you. So that when there is pain, this is going to give me my stay. Right? Thanks, guys. Right? So thank you so much. I think, you know, Ramesh has actually moved forward because it's very clear what he wants. So life is simple, right? Right? Not really, I mean. Right, guys? So let's move on to the next most important thing, which is the skills. Right? Have you ever bothered about understanding what exactly is your uniquely blessed skills? Yeah? How many of you have gone through it? Yeah? What is your uniquely, how is that do you find them? How many of you know these 3 things, right? You've seen these 3 concentric circles? Yeah? Beautiful, right? So this is what is your passion, correct? Ikigai, correct? What's this? What's this? What are all the things which you love? Yeah? What are all the things you love? I love eating, watching cinema, I love talking, I love XYZ, right? You keep on writing this list, right? Then you go to the next thing and say, what are you good at? Correct? Right? And this is where, what are you good at? Which is your second quadrant. And third, what will the world pay you for? Correct? It's slightly different though. But these are the 3 things. What are all the things you love doing, right? Love, satisfied. That's what I said, the word love, right? Satisfied. What are all the things which you love doing, right? In all those things which you love doing, what are you all good at? Correct? I'm good at singing, I'm good at cooking, I'm good at panchayat negotiations, right? Whatever it could be, correct? So, what are you all good at? Then you go back and ask the same old question, what will the world pay you for? Correct? So, if with this answer you will try and know what exactly, the intersection of all this, correct, is something which is one way of finding what is your uniquely blessed skills, right? This is something which I am super proud of, which is I love doing it, I am good at it, the world will also pay me for it, right? And the moment you understand what that is, it could be 1, 2 or 3, or that's something that you need to work your absolute focus in. Why? Because whenever you face resistance, is there any resistance for A.R. Rahman in music? Will there be any resistance for A. Sachin Tendulkar in cricket? Because he is really good at it. Are you with me on this? When Sachin Tendulkar comes to music and talks about it, will you think he'll have resistance or not? He'll have big time resistance because he is talking on a subject which he is not good at. Correct? There will absolutely be resistance. So he's not supposed to talk about music. He can talk about cricket, he's God there. Correct? So what is that you are uniquely blessed with? Focus on that area, grow on that area, bring in the best of people in your team who are gods in their area. Are you with me on this? If you can bring in people who are gods in their area, look at how strong your team will be. Look at how strong your goal will be. Today you have want something to be big achieved. Are we assembling in a team which has got giants? Or are you going and sitting yourself in chairs where you are not strong at? Yes or a no? If you want to get things done, you need gods. Right? Where are you good at? Focus on it. The rest, delegate. Please. Are you with me? Now let's look at areas where you think you're good at. Can we put that list down there? You can put these 3 things, 3 circles. Quickly, if you want, you can jot it down. I'm so sorry that I'm really giving you a very, very little time. Thank you so much. Can we move on to the next session, please? Right? I mean, I know it is a bit of a strenuous, fast one, but I'm sure you would be able to catch up, right? The next most important thing is resources, right? Again, all this, who is the captain of the whole thing? Who's the hero of our entire book? Is the first vision. He is the hero, right? It is to ensure that you get that vision in place. The balance of all these pages follow. So imagine how important is that first 1, 3, 4 pages, right? It is extremely critical that your vision is very, very clear. Spend enormous time in creating that because it is your dream, your life, your tomorrow. That needs to be clearly etched, right? For that to happen, what all are the resources you think you require? How much of contacts is required? What's the network which is required? What's the time which is required to make that happen? What amount of money is required to make it happen? How much of people are required to make it happen, right? What are all the processes which are required to make it happen? What are all the methods, whatever it could be? Can you please ink it down? I'm for a fact that it will going to be difficult, but just make a note that do not compromise here. This is one big area that we really miss, right? Whenever you are frustrated, which means to say you have tall dreams, tall goals, but you are not giving it its resources. Imagine how it will be. I want to be the best, but I don't give it enough time. So my mind is constantly racing and said, what the hell, why is it not happening? On the other hand, you are not giving resources. How will it happen? Correct? There is a fight between you giving resources and you getting things done. Correct? There is going to be frustration. So whenever there is frustration, please get back and understand what are the resources that you are depriving of your goal. That's extremely critical. Right? Are we clear, guys? Right? So let's move on to the last point, because I don't know if we really would have the time to fill this up. But then please fill it before the end of the day. Right? Very critical. Madam has beautifully said in the starting, action. What are all the action required to ensure that your goal is to be done? Yes, can we please make a note? This I'm not going to take it lightly. I have a few more minutes. Guys, can we all write down our actionable items? Okay. My only point before we leave the room, I wanted the smallest of action to have done now. Are you there with me on this? I want you to tell me the smallest of action on those action items to be done now before we leave the room.
So for these, what I would do before that?
Exactly. In case if Vivek said that, I will probably build in 5 leaders. Now, probably Vivek needs to say that, okay, of the 5 leaders I built, I will have a corpus of, say, 300%, which means to say of 5, I will choose 15 because, it will get percolated to 5. I don't know. I'm just giving you some vague numbers, right? So, of these 15 guys today, I have made the first list of 15 guys now. Why? Because, any of these vehicles to move, it gets that first push, which is very important. Otherwise, it's a dormant vehicle. After a period of time, this push will go on. I only am giving you a very small, soft nudge now. If you can, I would love it. If there can be a possibility, right? We did this exercise in Ceylon, and then, somebody had come out with a family dream, and somebody said that I'm going to quit smoking. And somebody said that, I'm going to patch up with my husband. We have a big fight there into the family goal. Then I asked her, he said, you'll have to tell me something that you do now. Then she said that, I will send a request for a lunch date tomorrow afternoon. I'm going to go back home and then I'm going to patch up with him, So then she said, an SMS there, or WhatsApp there, can we meet for lunch in this place, right? It was a small, soft nudge. I mean, just thinking loud, right? And somebody wanted to do exercise. And they said, tomorrow, remind me that I have to go for walking. Then somebody said in their calendar that tomorrow morning, I put in my calendar that I'm going to start walking, right? So something like that, right? A small, sweet nudge that we start. Otherwise, can we? If that's a push, I would really appreciate it. I have a minute more to go, guys. I'm so sorry that I'm pushing you, that we might have to close. Guys, thank you so much. Right, we're just on time with the 2-minute grace. I think Vivek, I'm sorry that I might not be able to take this thing forward, but honestly speaking, this fundamental shift, right, in terms of going through a process of trying to have our goal, which is where I would want myself transformed into. Are you with me on this? Which is my dream version, which is where I say that is greatness to me. Are you with me on this? That's my greatness point, because that's where I wish myself to be in. And whatever that we have gone through is unleashing the potential in you to ensure that you reach your greatness by a step-to-step formula. Now, the first formula is define your greatness, which is your vision, right? Define your greatness. Please work. Please invest. Invest time in your vision as deeply as possible. I mean, really thank Vivek for the share, because it was grandiose. I mean, love it, because in a short period of time, we normally tend to think big. A long period of time, we think wrongly, correct? In a short, are you with me on this? We want to achieve a short period of time, big things. Long period of time, small things. Please, I think, that I really appreciate it. 2035, IPO, Tata, long period of time. I think it's a 12-year window, right? So let's set those amazing, beautiful, inspiring, unleashing your greatness goals with the vision. Please go back and ask, why is that do you want it so badly? Because this why is going to help you every time that you're going to be anxious in life, right? Every time you're anxious, this is going to be the bedrock. I want this happen, right? There's no way that I'm going to leave it like that, right? Ensure what is your uniquely blessed skill is. Focus on it brutally. Delegate the rest. Get giants into your company, right? Giants into your life, right? The third thing would become ensure that no resource is being abstained from giving. Give it your all. Every resource possible. Time being the paramount. For you to say time being the paramount, I say this because unless and otherwise you're very clear about your goal, you do not know what to say yes to. Most importantly, you do not know what to say no to. If you are brutally clear that those 99% of the things you have the ability to say no, that's when you have the ability to say yes to that one thing which is your goal. And that's the strength of your goal. Yes or no? That's when you can invest majority of your time into your progress, into unleashing your greatness. Correct? Then get on to the executing part, which is very, very critical. Break it down into smaller sectors. Understand, fix them in your calendar. Ensure that your consistency in your calendar is just about brilliant. The consistency to your calendar, because it percolates down to what I need to do to this hour. Consistency. Building rituals to ensure your goal happens. Trust me, this is a sure-cut methodology of unleashing your greatness. The most important thing that I would want to tell you all is whenever you go through pain, it only needs to be a trigger for more growth. Are you with me on this? It can't put you down. It has to be a trigger. Why is the trigger? If you're confused, what do you go check for? Vision. If you're anxious, what do you check for? Why? If you're facing resistance, what do you check for? Am I working on my skills? If you're frustrated, what do you check for? Have I deployed enough and more resources what it needs to be? If it is not starting, what do you check for? Am I executing enough? Are you there? No longer. Pain is going to stop you. Pain is going to propel you. Yes or no? Pain has to now propel you to achieve your greatness. Yeah? Thank you so much. I truly loved having to come here, be with me. Trusting Venkatesh's word that Sanjay will add some small value add. Yeah, grateful that you are all here. Guys, this is your Bible. I would want you to finish it. Do not think that I will come back and ask you for it, that you have to return it to me like this. Never. Ensure this entire book is inked big time. All right? This is your Bible. Use it. Grateful and thank you so much.